How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to a brand new video today. It's a bit of a transfer update video just as we head into the final week of the January transfer window of 2021. Going to be giving you an update on some of the transfers that have happened or are about to happen or could happen this week. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts on any of the rumours or transfer news that we discussed today, and be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. The support over the last month or so has been fantastic, so I really do appreciate it. The first one is going to be obviously the signing of Willian Jose. We did a video on it sort of late last week, and the move has been confirmed now on Saturday morning, was it, or Sunday morning? So yeah, really great to have him at Wolves. Seems unlikely that he will be able to play in time for the game against Chelsea, who of course having a lot of interesting news regarding them with Frank Lampard going this morning. But yeah, he should be back or should be available for the game against Crystal Palace this weekend. But a huge signing for Wolves, and that does open the door for a potential exit for Patrick Cutrone. Has been linked over the last week or so that teams in Italy are still interested in him. It said that Parma are probably the most interested club in signing him, but it looks like Udinese now are leading the race to sign Patrick Cutrone for the remainder of this season. That was posted by Gianluca Di Marzio, and then Fabrizio Romano had posted about it as well this evening. Look, the situation regarding Patrick Cutrone, it's a shame really, because I think we all wanted him to see him do well. We're all excited for his return back to the club, but obviously Nuno has not been convinced enough over the last week or so for him to stay at the club. I wouldn't have minded him staying, and you know, because if we see an injury to Willian Jose or Fabio Silva, we're almost back to square one. But I think the lack of signings in the striker department possibly, and the wing back department, you know, I think the left wing back where Marcel's injured, maybe it means that Jimenez and Johnny are close to returns, and maybe we think, who knows. But yeah, I am quite surprised at that. If Cutrone leaves, we're left with two strikers again, and if Jose gets injured, we are back to square one. Quite strange, really. Wolves have recalled youngster Ryan Giles from his loan at Championship club Coventry City. Giles had actually played a good number of games. He played over 20 times for Coventry in the Championship, but the last couple of weeks he'd been out of squads and sort of becoming a fringe player slightly, mainly because Coventry have got sort of 6 or 7 loan players at the moment, and you can only have 5 in a match day squad, so Giles was being that player who was being left out. Obviously Wolves have clocked onto that quite quickly and want him to play a little bit more first team football, so it's said that Rotherham in the Championship are one of the favourites to sign him. Again, they've got a couple of left wing backs or left backs ahead of him though. I believe they've got Trevor Clark and Joe Mattock in there, so it'll be interesting to see who Ryan Giles goes to. Another one in the EFL, Terry Taylor. He was on loan at Grimsby for the first half of the season. They were managed by Ian Holloway. Of course, he's left the club now, and his loan at Grimsby got terminated earlier this month. I think it was Burton Albion, one of the clubs that were initially linked with him a couple of weeks ago, but it has been said by Football Insider today that an EFL club have been granted permission to hold talks with Terry Taylor over a permanent move. Now, I understand this week there are going to be a high number of under-23s players going out on loan or possibly leaving permanently. We've seen that as well with Niall Ennis, who returned from his loan at Burton Albion and was sold by Wolves to Plymouth Argyle after a large number of years at the club. I think Wolves have now got, obviously we've seen over the last number of years the amount of money that has been put into the academy and the under-23s squads, and they almost see Wolves first team and the under-23s as separate teams altogether. I know a lot of people moan about whenever we're sort of linked with a young player, but though the club and the under-23s almost have separate budgets to, you know, to grow the squad. And I think Wolves are getting to the point now where if a player is 21 years of age and they're not first team ready, there's not much point in them sticking around anymore. So we're seeing that a lot more at the moment, where there are these lads. Elliot Watt was one, I think, last summer as well, who I thought were a good standard. And obviously Wolves don't, you know, Wolves, they can't get in the Wolves first team. They're cashing in on them. Obviously the biggest mistake I think the club have made was the one with Pedro Gonçalves, who left and went to Portugal, and he's absolutely smashing it over there at the moment. Wolves let him go for literally nothing. and he's doing the business over there now. Of course, it'll be interesting to see if any more first-team players come in. Wolves could possibly look for a potential loan deal between now and the end of the window. I don't think there's much money there to be spent, so I think loan is definitely going to be the main area. So I'd keep our eye out on that one. There has been a link with Douglas Costa over the last couple of weeks or so. He's currently out on loan at Bayern Munich, but again, a player struggling for game time. He's on loan there from Juventus, and it's been reported that Juventus could terminate that loan. Wolves were linked with him last summer, so it was a pretty easy link, and they said Wolves could have been a potential destination for Douglas Costa. Was even in Italy a rumour about a swap loan deal between him and Adama Traore, which was quickly laughed off by many fans, and I think the rumour as a whole has just been written off today. Another one, the under-23s as well. I think it was last week. Cardiff City had approached Wolves regarding Dion Sanderson. Dion Sanderson, of course, he's currently out on loan at Sunderland at the moment, and his game time has been a little bit hit and miss. He was on loan at Cardiff actually last week, and the club had approached Wolves to see if they could take over that loan deal, which Wolves actually rejected. So obviously Wolves have got a deal with Sunderland, which they're hoping to honour. Cardiff have had a managerial change recently as well, so that probably puts that rumour to bed altogether. And a story that I've literally just spotted here now as I'm recording the video and as I'm about to finish the final rumour on today's video. A number of Championship and League One clubs are currently looking at the possibility of loaning Wolves goalkeeper Andreas Sondergaard. He's the Wolves number 3 at the moment behind Rui Patricio and John Ruddy. He was given a new contract in December as well, and Wolves are likely to be loaning him out for the second half of the campaign, which is interesting really because of how many like the amount of sort of not first team but you know under 23s players that are in that squad and playing regularly at the moment. He's our under 23s goalkeeper, so we could maybe see a number of youngsters coming into the squad to bulk out that under 23s a little bit more. But yeah, it'll be intriguing to see which clubs will go for him. But like I say, a number of under 23s players possibly going out on loan or being sold this window. Guys, let me know your thoughts on any of the moves down below. Are there, or should there be any more movements for a first team player? Which position do you think Wolves should prioritise for this last week of the window? Be sure to hit the like button down below, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and as and when we get some transfer updates, I will be keeping you guys in the loop. We'll be moving on to our Chelsea coverage over the next couple of days or so, so be sure to keep your eyes out on that. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.